but it is officially the last week of January, okay? And not to freak you out or anything, but a lot of people by this time have already quit on their New Year's resolutions, okay? I think it's like what, the ninth day of January or something like that is when most people give up. Most people have already tired themselves out, they've already failed. And what I'm really excited for is that we are just getting going. Like, this is still brand new. We have a lot of people who are new just this year who are getting involved. We have a lot of people who are new just this week that are getting involved. And you have the opportunity to really plug in and make 2026 your best year yet. Make, January your best month of your life. Make February coming up here incredible. And so, what I really want to talk about is the people who plug in the most are going to see the most reward. And, I totally get you guys. People have lives, people have kids, people have jobs, people have all these responsibilities that they have to, take it, they have to take into consideration. But I also want you to realize that when it comes to belief and when it comes to success, your environment plays such a huge part in you becoming who you're meant to be. So, for example, this is like the room, the house that you live in, the people that you talk to, they all play a part. So, if you know that the more that you surround yourself with people who want what you want and are doing what it is that you're doing, the better that you're going to be, right? Getting in the right rooms, listening. If you have people in your life who are constantly complaining, constantly nagging, constantly doing, wrong things, you're probably going to be in a negative vibration. However, if you're hopping on, every single day to our live trading sessions, starting off the day, getting something accomplished, whether you're just practicing or whether you're actually taking trades, you're starting off on a good note, right? When you're in the chats daily and you're welcoming people and you're, reciting your affirmations and you're answering or asking questions, you are putting yourself in this environment. You're immersing yourself, okay? When you're hopping on the nightly calls every night at 6 p.m. and you're learning, whether that's a mindset call, a trading call, like a vision call, whatever it may be. Like I said, you're immersing yourself in a new environment, and that alone will elevate you so much than you can even imagine, especially if you've never been in a place where people are dedicated to themselves and are dedicated to personal development and growing and making more money and making more friends and making more, more memories, right? So, with that said, this is the schedule this week, okay? And I want you guys to hop on really as much as you can, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we have a wake and trade. These are the morning calls where you can hop on, you can trade live. Then we have every night midnight markups where you can hop on and trade. So whether you're trading at 7 a.m. PST or 9 p.m. PST, you can take advantage. There is no reason why you should not be making money. Okay? If you're not making money, it's most likely just because you're not plugging in or you're not following the system. But this environment makes it very easy for you to be successful if you choose to plug in. Okay? So Monday through Friday, we got 7 a.m., 9 p.m., and then Eastern, it's 10 a.m., 12 a.m., midnight, obviously markups. Okay. And then we have the 6 p.m. call every single day. All right. This week we have Maya starting a, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Mindset Monday with Maya. Love it. We're dropping that tomorrow. We have Tuesday, which is always a trading day. So we have TP Tuesday with Steph. We have Welcome Wednesday for everybody who's new, jumping on, getting started, getting plugged in. Even if you're like kind of been around for a little while, it's always really good to hop on these Welcome Wednesday calls and know exactly what you should be doing to see success here. Thursday, we have Ace going over TikTok, which one of my favorite calls. I love doing the Thursday calls. They're so much fun talking about social media. And then Friday, we have our Affiliate Friday with Alexis. Okay, so we have a stacked lineup, some amazing calls going on, and all you have to do is plug in. The last thing that I want to talk about that you can really start doing this week is we are going to be going live with a TikTok challenge. So if you're interested in being an affiliate, growing a business, creating a residual income out of this, if you're seeing success with trading and you're like, yeah, I want to get my membership for free, I want to grow this, I want to create residual income, we will be helping you do that by consistently posting on TikTok in the entire month of February. Okay. But that is 1 week away. So rather than waiting for next week to start the challenge, start creating content now, save it in your drafts. Right? How many pieces of content can you create between now and next week that you can have ready to go so every day you are set up for success? You are making sure that you're not missing posts. We will also, during the month of February, be giving you guys prompts and scripts for exactly what to say in these videos so that it is as straightforward and easy as we can make it for you, especially if you're a beginner. This is a really great challenge to be participating in, and we're going to give more details on that next Sunday. So a week from today is when we will be announcing the official details, all the information. You will have it at your fingertips. I just want to give you like a little a little intro. That way you guys can get yourselves ready to go. Because I don't that's like me. I don't like preparing for my New Year's resolutions on January 1st. I'm like, wait, I need to all of December. I'm like, thinking of things, I'm practicing things, seeing what I can do. Do that this week so you can be ready to jump next Monday. That is going to be it for today, guys. For me, I'm going to pass it off to the next speaker who's going to be doing a training for you guys, how to win, keys to winning in 2026. And, you know, if there's anybody that I'm taking advice from, like if there's anybody's team that I'm jumping in, it is my husband, Matthew Cruz, of course. So I might be a little bit biased, but I chose him as my mentor for life. So, I mean, if he's good enough for me, he's good enough for you guys. And he's got a lot of wisdom to share with you today. So I'm going to pass it off to him and then we'll get going. All right, drop some ones in the chat.
Yo, 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 what is good, fam? I'm super excited for the schedule this week. We have a ton of amazing calls, ton of amazing trainings. We have two, sometimes three trading calls a day, every day. Like Leanne said, the only way that you lose is if you just don't plug in, right? If this is your very first Sunday Vision call, we always go over the schedule and then we also do a quick mindset training to get everybody's mind right for the week. By the way, drop a 111 in the chat if this is your very first call with us. Maybe you got started this week. Maybe you're checking out our community and what we do. Is there anybody that's new on here? Nice. We have a ton of people. So, guys, if you're not new, drop a welcome in the chat for everybody who is new. And that's super exciting. So, yeah, guys, we do a mindset training to get everybody's mind right for the week on Sundays. The topic for today are the six biggest things that I wish I heard in order to succeed in 2026. It doesn't matter if it's trading, if it's investing, if it's a business. These are six things that you guys can use and apply to make sure that you guys are not just learning, not just growing, but actually getting results in 2026. I think that people, you know, underestimate what they could do in a year of being super consistent. There are people on this call that got started this week, that got started this month, and by the end of the year, if they take this information seriously, are going to be financially independent. They're not going to have to clock in or clock out if they don't want to. Maybe you just are doing this for another source of income. Most people are doing this as a secondary income, and that's fine. But for the people that are all in, that's a possibility and that will be a reality for a lot of people that take this information seriously, guys. So let's jump into it. So, number one is make peace with your past. Why do I say this? What does that even mean? Most people are thinking, let me rephrase what I was going to say. We think tens of thousands of thoughts every single day. It's about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. 95% of them are the same as the day before. So we wake up, we think the same thoughts, we take the same actions, we get the same results, and we're secretly wishing for something to change. And here's the thing. You're thinking worst case scenarios in the future based off of negative things that have happened in your past. So if you can't make peace with your past, then you're just going to constantly just recreate the same situations, the same realities, the same results in your life. So when I say make peace with your past, what I mean is maybe you've failed multiple times. I failed in different businesses. I've tried a bunch of different things. I could easily say, hey, why am I going to be successful doing this if I failed over and over again? Right? So who cares? The past has absolutely nothing to do, with what's going to happen in 2026 in your guys' future, right? And so making peace with your past is forgiving other people, but most importantly, forgiving yourself for anything and everything that's ever happened up until this point. Because if you could just let go of any of that stuff that's holding you back, I promise you, automatically you're going to go from where you are to wherever it is that you want to go. So that's number one. Number two is cut off all distractions. Now, there's so many different distractions out there. It could be doom scrolling on social media. It could be video games. I used to play. I used to play Xbox all the time. I had to throw my Xbox away at a certain point. It could be sports. I'm in Seattle. There's a huge football game going on right now, and I mean, I was actually watching in the background while I was working. But I'm for 99% of the time. If there's a massive game going on here and there, I'll catch it, right? But generally speaking, I mean, I don't really care too much about other people's, what other people are doing, right? So it could be, I don't know, partying. It could be drinking, smoke. I don't know what it is for you, but what I do know is most people are extremely distracted. How are you supposed to focus? How are you supposed to grow? How are you supposed to get to that next level if you're constantly just paying attention to things that aren't going to be conducive for your growth? And you know what your number one distraction is for yourself. If you really thought about it and you're like, dude, I know if I just stopped doing this and I just spent more time doing that, then like that, your results would change. So what is it for you? What is the things that maybe you have a season of sacrifice with, guys? Like I said, I threw away video games. I wasn't watching TV. I wasn't doing anything that wasn't conducive to my growth for a very long period of time. And that helped me, go from zero to a full-time income online. So that's number two. Number three, third thing is decide exactly what you want. Most people are constantly flipping and flopping and they can't make decisions. And you can't make a decision because you don't know what you really want. It's very, very easy for me to say yes to the things I'm supposed to do and no to the things that I know I'm not supposed to do because I know exactly what I want. I have a goal. Let me go even further back. I had a very initial goal. I had a first goal of going from where I was to making a full-time income online. And I said, "Hey, I'm going to do anything and everything to get me from where I am to where it is that I want to go, and I'm not going to do anything that's not in alignment with that, right?" Once I did that, then I said, "Okay, cool. Now I want to hit six figures online." Back in 2020, I made my first six figures online. Then I said, okay, I want to make multiple six figures, right? And then now it's like, okay, I want to hit seven and multiple seven. So anything that's not in alignment with that, anything that's distracting from that, anything that's taking away from the goal, the moment that I decided exactly what I wanted, it made it very, very easy to make decisions in my life. But most people don't know what they really want. And it's different for everybody. What's motivating for me isn't going to be motivating for you. So you got to ask yourself, you got to dig deep. You got to say, hey, like, what is it that's going to get me up early? What is it that's going to keep me up late? And not just what is it, but who is it? Because it's probably just not going to be something for yourself. It's easy to give up on yourself, but it's impossible to give up on. For me, my son is going to be born in 4 months, right? So that's going to keep me up 24/7, right? I don't know what it is for you, but decide exactly what you want and then cut off everything else that's not in alignment with that. Number three. Number four, is reverse engineer your goal and then focus on the step in front of you. People have these big goals. They're like, "Oh man, I want to I want to make six figures. I want to make seven figures," and they've never even made money online before. And that's fine. You can have a big goal. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. As long as you've reverse engineered that goal and you've made it realistic to the point where you know exactly what you need to do this month, this week. Forget about all that. Today. What are you doing today? Because that's the only day that we really have. Most people are like, yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns into, the next day, and then the next day, and then next week, and then next month, and then next year, and then 2026, you said new year, new me. 2027 comes around, same thing. You get excited for a couple weeks, and then 90% of people aren't even, sticking with their habits that they set at the beginning of the year, even though it's only been a couple weeks. So, yes, have a big goal, have an exciting goal, but reverse engineer that so you know exactly what you need to do on a daily basis. It's the things that you do daily that are going to add up to you having a great week, a great month, to have 2026 be the best year of your life. If you're not doing something daily, if you're not hopping on the live trading sessions daily, you're not going to be successful. If you can't hop on an hour a day with the live sessions or the scanners that literally give you the answers to the tests, so literally tell you where to buy and where to sell, with educators who have made six figures, made seven, you can't hop on an hour a day. You might as well not do it at all because you're not going to be consistent enough to see progress, to see growth. And yeah, guys. So whatever that is, whatever your goal is, you have to reverse engineer it and then focus on the step in front of you. Number five, we got two more. I love the acronym FOCUS. It stands for follow one course until success. And most people, what do? They try to do everything all at once. You'll hop on a call like this. You'll get super, super motivated. You'll try to make more money. You'll try to get in great shape. You'll try to have an amazing life spiritually, amazing relationships, and you'll try to do everything all at once. And the reality is it's hard enough to change your life in one area or two areas, let alone try to do everything at once. And the other thing is people just try to do too many different things. I think that I think that years ago, there wasn't enough opportunities. Now I think there's too many opportunities. There's an illusion of you have so many things that you think that you could do that you don't focus. Oh yeah, well if that trading stuff doesn't work, then I'll just go and do this instead. I never had that mindset. My mindset was I'm gonna do this until it works. And that's why it worked. But if you're kind of just half-assing it, you're just not focused, you're on the Zoom calls, but you're not even actually watching the call, your camera's off because you're watching the football game, you're not going to get anything out of this, right? And so follow one course until success means stop trying to do everything. There's people think that, okay, cool, your average millionaire has seven sources of income, so I need to do seven things all at once. And the reality is the people that I know that have made seven figures, they've mastered one thing, they got really, really good at it. They made seven figures and then they diversified and created multiple sources of income. And so you don't want to mistake what they're doing now for what they did to get there in the first place. What did they do to get there in the first place? They focused. Everybody type the word focus in the chat box. If you're going to focus this week and make sure that you're locked in and make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to actually, get the results. And then last but not least is the last thing, guys, is just developing the right habits. Like I said earlier, nothing's going to change if you don't change your daily habits. It's your habits that are going to change your life. It's the small things that you do daily that are going to add up to massive results. It's hopping on the live sessions an hour a day, right? It's hopping on the scanner an hour a day. Leanne talked about the social media challenge that we're going to do, posting once a day. It's working out once a day, right? It's the small things that you do daily, the habits that are going to really change your life. It's crazy because like if you picture like one of those like curves, it kind of goes like this, like nothing really changes, and then all of a sudden, boom. Like after a couple months, after 6 months, after a year, you can't even recognize the person. How many of you guys have ever seen that? You saw like you knew someone was working on something and you didn't really see them getting much results, and then you didn't talk to them for like, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, like they completely changed their life. They're making a lot more money. They're in much better shape. You don't even recognize the person, and you're like, you don't see them on a daily basis, so you don't really see what they're doing behind the scenes. But that's what they're doing. It's the small things that they're doing daily, right? And so it takes, on average, 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to change your entire lifestyle. Meaning, if I don't work out at all, and I've never worked out in my entire life, and I started today and I went to the gym every day for 21 days. Obviously, this is an average, right? Sometimes it's a lot faster, sometimes it might take a lot longer. But at that point, it's probably going to be after about a couple weeks, for sure, a couple months, you get to the point where it's actually easier to do the thing than it is to not do the thing. If you struggle to go, I love the gym analogy, so we're going to stick with this. If you struggle to go to the gym, isn't it crazy that like there are people that they literally can't not go to the gym? Like they'll have a mental breakdown because they've been going for so long that it's not even something that they do, it's who they are. A habit is when it's just not even something that you do anymore. It's just a part of your identity. It's who you are. It's like I am a person who works out. I am a person who does X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. And so that's the point that you got to get to. You got to get to the point where you're literally like identity shifts because you're doing the right things. And here's the thing. The first couple weeks, the first couple months is the hardest. After about a week or two of like starting a brand new habit, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be dead tired. You're going to be in an extremely bad mood. Someone's going to say something that's going to throw you off. And then you're going to just stop. And you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to not do it today. And that day turns into, oh, I'll just get to it after the weekend's over. And then you just slowly but surely fall off. And then you start all over again. How many times, let me ask you this, how many days or how many weeks or how many months are you going to let pass by before you make the decision that doesn't matter what happens, I'm sticking to my habits. I'm going to treat this skill set, I'm going to treat trading, I'm going to treat investing, I'm going to treat this business, I'm going to treat this like a job. That's the best piece of advice I got. Because sometimes you'll say, hey, treat this like a business, but people have never had a business before, so how can they even relate to that? The best piece of advice I ever got, this should be number 7. Let me just add this really quick. Treat your business like a job. Treat trading and investing, treat it like a job, meaning you show up every day, no matter how you feel, right? And you have a schedule, right? You know exactly when you're clocking in, you know exactly when you're clocking out. And if you do that, then it's impossible to not get the results that you want. But too many people, how do you have a schedule for work, for the gym, for your kids, for your life? You have a schedule for everything, but you don't have a trading or invest a schedule for what it is that we do. And this is the thing that's supposed to help you create. I mean, if you're just doing this as a hobby, then completely understand. But if your goal was my goal, which was to become financially independent, to become financially free, then how do you not have a schedule? Number one. Number two is why, like, if you're not showing up every day, no matter how you feel, if you're only showing up when you feel like it, let's be real here. How often are we gonna not feel like it? A lot of the time. A lot of the time, we're gonna not feel like it, but we still we when it comes to our job, we don't feel like it most of the time, but we still show up there, right? A lot of the things that it's because it's not really a must, right? It's more of like a should. Like I should hop on that call. The moment when you turn that should into a must, then that's when things start to change. Have a schedule, show up no matter how you feel, treat this business like a job. And on the days that you don't feel like it the most, that's typically when you need it the most, and then you hop on and then you feel way better afterwards. You hop on the call and you're like, dude, I actually needed Cruiser to yell at me today because I was falling off track and now I'm ready to go, right? The day you don't feel like going to the gym, you go to the gym and then you feel way better after you went to the gym and you're proud that you went. Am I right or right in the chat box? Because I know that you guys have all probably felt that way before, right? And so, with that being said, guys, let's make sure that we lock in this week because a lot of people, set these amazing goals at the beginning of the year, which is amazing. Around 2, 3 weeks in, dude, that's when like 80 to 90% of people literally fall off. And it's like, dude, yeah, you haven't even given it, like I said, how long? 21 days to create a habit, 90 days to change your life. Why do you think we're going to do this social media challenge next month? Because it's a challenge. So it's like, it keeps things fun, it keeps things exciting, and, it gives people structure, right? And then it becomes a habit, and then eventually people can do it on their own, as an example. Um, but yeah, guys, this last week of January, let's lock in and, tap into as many calls as we possibly can. But most importantly, obviously, this goes without saying, but actually applying the information. We can have the best mindset call ever and then go back to doing the same things and what? Nothing actually changes. So when it comes to the schedule, guys, obviously we just did the call today. Tomorrow, we have an amazing schedule. Skylar is going to be running the trading call in the morning. Skylar, how accurate have you been on these Monday calls, bro? Like roughly.
I want to say at least 80%. Like,
At least,
yeah.
like he's like eight out of 10 trades that he's calling, he's winning. So don't hop on the call if you don't like money, don't hop on the call. We'll put it that way, right? And then Mindset Monday, we have Maya absolutely going to crush this call tomorrow for sure. And the midnight markups, we have Ace, who's running it tomorrow?
I'm getting my
I don't know
schedule.
if
I'm
Ace
getting my
is in.
schedule.
What's up?
I believe it is Kelvin.
Can do you have 2 seconds? Can you talk about the document that you made, like tracking the midnight markup setups, bro? For like 2 seconds.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course.
I'm putting these guys on the spot. My bad, guys.
So basically from about the last 30 days from December 22nd, we have tracked every trade we've done at nighttime at the 9 p.m. ones. So we had one, two, three, four. I know the percent accuracy is 93%, which is fire. We've lost, there's like 19 trades. We only lost one. And then I believe we've had five break evens. And then the rest have just been TPs.
Was that from Tuesdays and Thursdays, or was that from Monday through Friday?
Monday through Thursday.
Oh, okay, cool. Monday through Thursday. I mean,
Cyber Pro's getting y'all paid, family.
telling you guys, it's never been more, I'm not going to use the word easy, but it's never been more simple to just plug in and then just get results, guys. So, let's crush it this week. I will be there tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern on Skylar's call. If you're working at that time, completely understand. Make sure to just tap into the other calls as well. And let's crush it this week. Y'all have an amazing week. Brandon bro, Skylar, go for it. Now you got to share that, bro.
Bro, he just sent it to me, but we
When,
set him up. He got started like last
who
week.
who is Brandon? When did he start? And then yeah, talk about that really quick. Go for it.
Okay, bet. What's good, fam? So Brandon,
Hey, you
he's
know what?
18.
Might as well throw in the Bay Area event as well.
Oh,
Talk about that
okay.
as well. By the way, we're having a big event out here in Seattle in one week. Our events have been growing like crazy. It's actually insane. We're having a big event out here next Sunday. So if you're in Seattle or you know people in Seattle, let them know. But yeah, Skylar, go for it.
Yeah, so Brandon, I got him started last week, and he literally just turned 18, like just like a couple of weeks ago, and he was waiting for that, right? And I met him through Pokemon. I was like, doing Pokemon and going to these events, and so he's just a really smart kid. He got started and just started plugging in. Literally, me and Ace, we told him if he got started, we'll help. We went 50-50, set him up with a live account with $100. He basically doubled up and made his money back, right? And it's crazy because this is his second weekend and he already made like $90 off of that. So just wanted to shout him out. And yeah, it's working. He was calling out Sniper Pro. He was like, man, all these Sniper Pro call outs been hidden. And then he's like learning to take on like just pretty much what I've been showing him. So we're just duplicating snipers, getting people results. And then also we got the Bay Area event. It's gonna be 222. All right, so February 22nd. So if you guys want to pull up, come out here, fly out to the Bay Area. We're gonna do like a team bonding event for that weekend, and just have a little itinerary, right? And then I'll be giving everybody a tour for the Bay Area that wants to come to California. And then Sunday is gonna be the event on 222. So let's get it.
Bro, I'm pissed that you came up with the 222. That's like a great idea. I wish I stole that. I might have to, I don't know. That's great. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. Let's crush it this week, and then I'll see you guys on Skylar's call tomorrow. Let's run it up.